leaving you alone until you find your way back home.
Lights are lit and there's sweat on your embrace. One other thing I dare. Lights are out and there's time to your embrace. There's another dare. Lights are lit and there's sweat on your embrace.
And welcome back to some streaming, some community development streaming here. This is the third stream I've done here on working on Prison Architect Speedy Viewer. Last night was a complete flop because I technical issues and stuff. Most of them my fault, so I don't know if that's even going to upload to YouTube probably, but not all of it. And you're probably going to miss a bunch of it. Other than that, hopefully everything goes well here. Tonight, we can get some stuff work done, or tonight, it's this afternoon actually for me. So yeah, let's get right into it. Last, if you want to know what Prison Architect is, Prison Architect Speedy Viewer. Prison Architect is a video game by Introversion Studios. There's a link in the description of the Twitch video, as well as the description of what the Prison Architect Speedy Viewer basically is. A little piece of software mod type thing that will take a Prison Architect save file and convert it into a 3D environment that you can like walk around in, things like that, etc. So that's it. So, well, yesterday we worked more on parsing the, if we go in here, this thing here, more on parsing the, the cell data, I call it tile data. So what ground tile is, so parsing all the position data and what material it is and stuff like that. We were kind of hit a bit of a roadblock, and that's why I stopped. I've kind of figured out how I'm going to do it. Okay, so let us come back to where we were before. The problem we had before, right now it's hitting a array overflow error problem thing, and the problem we had before was that it was hitting this line here. If we go into our save file, it's hitting this line here, I believe. Yes, and that's a weird line. I don't even know what it means in the save file. If it's an error or a line that doesn't have anything in it, but there's this line where it doesn't have any material, it just has a condition for some reason. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but there's a bunch of them within the save file here, so I'm assuming it's like a null or something like that. So we need to figure out what that is. So I will I'm gonna go and I know we figured out what its problem is, and what it's going into the this function here. This function here is the function that figures out where the material starts. So because the spacing here changes, like for instance here and stuff, the spacing changes. So we have a little function here that goes in and that figures out what the spacing is here. So it just gives you the beginning of the material here. And the problem is when it was hitting this one, it was just infinitely going on until it hit the end of the array, because it couldn't find material. So it just found this. So I fixed that sort of by saying material or condition. Problem is we can't treat that line as normal, because if we go and we try to run, where's this? We try to run, where is this one here? If we try to run these classes here, the get position, we can get the position data. We can't get the position data. We can get the position data, right? Yes, we can. Because it has a position data, we just can't get the material data, and the damage data is going to be different, the way that we get it. So we're going to have to figure out. We have to figure out if that's it. So what we can do, there's a few things we can do here. So one thing we can do here is, right now we're returning on the split index thing here. We're returning the I, what value it is. We could always return -1. Is a special case, so it's a special case system here. So if it is condition, then if the first thing it finds is condition, then we turn -1, and then we can deal with that in different ways. So we can use the split. We can kind of use this as a sort of double function to check if it is a condition, and if it is, then we can either rerun we can treat it differently, and we can figure it out on our own. So I think that's probably what we're going to do. So I think we're going to do that. So all we need to do is put an if statement here. We're going to say if S is the same as material, like that, our material, then we will do this here. We will just return the I value, like that, and then else return. So this will help too. And if there's an error, if there's a line somewhere in there that is a weird a weird line that doesn't work, or there's an error in the save file, then it will return -1, which we can use to check to see if there's an error first, and that'll help us debug stuff too. So we're gonna return -1, because this will never be -1, because it's always adding to it and it starts at 0. So -1 will be a good point. Return -1 like so. So yeah, I think that will work. So now we just gotta write some code to deal with that. So, I put some random code in here. We're not gonna do that. So right now we have the line. We haven't done anything yet. The position data we're always gonna be able to get, so we're gonna leave that in, like that. Just like so. The material data we're not always gonna be able to get. So we're gonna say if get split index, yeah, okay, split index online is not do we use split index, the get split index in the get position function? No, we shouldn't. No, we don't. Okay, good, because I don't want to call any functions using the split index until we figure out if it's -1 or 1, just so we don't mess that up. So get split index online if is not equal to 1, not -1, then do this stuff here. So we're gonna do everything like that, just like normal. And then else, so if it's else if it's not -1, then do if it. So yeah, this should. Let's make sure we're gonna be safer. Else if get split index line is the same as -1, then we're going to do. Yes, we're going to then treat it like it is a like that it's a problem 1, and what we're just going to we're already getting the position data no matter what. And we can still get the material, the damage data, we're just not really going to get it in the same way. We're not going to be able to use the get damage data from line function, because that will mess it up. So we're going to either have to write our own little function in here, or write a second function just to do it specially here. So if we look at the line, which probably is easier to see it in the browser here, if we look at this particular line here, we just need to split it on spaces, and then get no, we can't, it's not that simple, because we still need to figure out what the string index is of this thing, because this spacing is still varies, and we still have the whole line. So
Invincible.
Okay, let me see about this for a second here. So we just want to grab this bit, and to grab this bit, we need to know what this spacing is here. And the only way we get that spacing is with the get you know what? No, we can just write a second, where is that function? I'm already losing myself in my own code here. There we go, get split index here. We can just make a second version of this function that is very similar to this one, except it just is very similar, except minus these if statements that will give us that spacing just for material. So let's make that. What do we want to call it? Get split index. Let's just call it split short, because that's what that line is. Let's skip this if statements here on here. Also, we want to change it so well s is not equal to condition, and then we're going to return I -1, just like so. So I think that'll work. So that should go and give us the split index that we need, the position that the this is at, this position here, and then we can then figure out what the position this is at. Also, wait, this might not be necessary. All the conditions of these, like, weird ones are always 0. Are they always 0? I think they are. Yeah, they're always 0. That is useful. We don't even need to write this. Just completely get rid of this. We don't even need to write this at all, because, like that. Yeah, we don't need to write this at all, because, we can always assign it to 0. Okay, that's really simple. Okay, good. So if it's -1, so if it's return -1, so if it's a condition 1, this weird one, all we have to do is set, we have to set damage equals 0.0 note. Done. Yeah, and that's all we need to do. And that theoretically should solve a lot of problems. I don't know. I haven't really looked at this code for a little bit here, so I don't know if that's everything that was wrong with it. I think that's most of it. Let's just run it and see what happens. See if we're getting any errors here. It's a good place to start. Yeah. Assign local variable material damage. Where? Oh yeah, okay. So, we also need to assign material to something. So we've assigned position to something. Material equals, I'm gonna say null. I'm gonna say nothing right now, and we'll make, or something like that, and then we can make a special case for something like that to figure out what that is. Why is it saying unsigned local value? Where? Oh. You know, we can just do out. You don't need an else if. That'll make everything a little easier. Perfect. So, we should theoretically, like, this could theoretically work. Unlikely, though, considering this problems we've had so far. It did something. That's not all of it, is it really? Yeah, I don't see this for loop is running enough, because this is only 180. Which is the amount of times it needs to run. No, I messed up. It's not the width times the height, it's the width. No, it's the width. It's not the width plus the height, it's the width times the height. Silly me. Where's that for loop? Give me that for loop. So it's the width times the height. And then that will give us the exact times it needs to run, theoretically. And if it messes up or something weird, this was going to freeze for a second, which is fine. Actually, going to freeze for a long time because it's doing this way more times. And there it is. We have 99 plus, which makes sense. This looks like about the right amount. The way we can probably check that is if we go to our save file. Let's go on the screen. Let's put that on the screen. If we look at the top of the save file here, it should be start with paving stones. Let's do, say, paving stones and then grass, paving stones, grass, paving stones, a bunch. Okay, and then if we go to the very bottom of this, it should, last one should be paving, nothing, and then paving stones. Somewhere in here. There it is. Nothing, then paving stones, and then a whole bunch of paving stones for a while, and then nothing is the next one. Here we go. Boom. Boom. We have that. That was fast. And that was easy. And that, besides the fact that I don't know what this is, I don't know what this thing is. These no thing here. Other than that, it's not too much of a problem. So, let us continue what's next on our list. So, I'm gonna double check the list here. Let's go into our to-do list. Okay, here's our to-do list. That's the stuff we wanted to do last night. Okay, so we've done this, I believe. Parse, set, and set info to class from save files. Okay, so we're done this. No, on highlight, please. Do online lights up here. There we go. So we've done this one. Let's cross this one out. There we go. So we've done parse and set info class from all tiles in save file. That's done. Nice and simple. Now, I think what we're going to do next is probably add classes to an array. So that should be simple. And it could cause some weird memory problems or something dumb like that, because there's a lot of files, and the classes are relatively big considering how many stuff they're storing in. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So, what we need to do is, instead of just debugging this, we're not going to debug it. Let's leave it debugging here. But right now we have... No. Never mind. Let's do this way. We're going to make a new instance. We're going to call it a tile. Tile equals line. Nope. Get... Oh, set tile data to class, so that will return a class, a tile class for us, and that will assign it to this variable, so we should have now a variable called tile. And just to test it, we're just going to test it one more time to make sure everything's working before we add to array and cause problems. I'm going to say tile dot get, we're going to say get location. I'm going to debug that. Just like so. And we're just going to make sure it works first. Okay, this will take a second here again. And that only took like 20 minutes. That was pretty good, actually. Oh, there it goes. And yeah, it's returned the position of every single one of them. And actually, that's a good way of checking it. So the last one should be 79.9 set if you look at the save file here. Yep, 99.79, and the first one should be 00, right? Yeah, that looks like it's working. 1, 2, 3, and then you go through and then each one. So this is actually looking really nice and stable and everything. It doesn't take too long to parse. It's going to take a while to parse. If we look at the below this, there's a bunch of object data that is very confusing that we have to do next, and that's going to be a big thing. You can see a whole bunch of these begin and things, like this is a workman. A lot of these we can probably ignore, but getting past them and everything is going to be an absolute pain. So, yeah, that's going to be a few streams just to figure that out. I'm going to have to I'll probably go off stream and do a whole bunch of research to try to figure out what's going on with that. See if anybody else has worked on that. Okay, so let's get rid of this debug here, since it's just slowing everybody down. And then what do we do? We're going to say, let's make it a new array here. Up in misc variables here. we're gonna make a public. Yeah, make it public, just so we can see it in the in the editor. Public tile array, and we need to figure out how long it's gonna be, and to figure out how long we need the metadata. So we're not going to initialize it here. We're going to initialize it after we initialize the metadata down here. So we're going to say tile array tile. I'm going to call it tile array equals new tile array of a size of num cell x times num cell y, and this should either, it could be one too big, one too small. I don't think it is though, because it's gonna start at 0, but the cell start at 0, so I think we're good. Semicolon. So now we just gotta add to each array. So every time we're gonna do this, it's gonna say, we're gonna say tile array. Okay, now is it dot add? How do you add? How do I not remember this? Oh, okay, no, tile array at position I? Yeah, position I equals tile. Boom. So that should all what we need. And let's just make sure it runs first, and then we'll debug some stuff here. So that should run. So it shouldn't output any messages. It'll probably take a second here. Probably not nearly as long. Yeah. No messages, no errors. Perfect. So at least it's not overflowing or stuff. And then we should be able to say, for instance, check the array at position. Let's just debug after the loop. Debug.log tile array at say position 9, which would be position 8, the 8th thing. And that should return an instance. Oh, okay, let's go get check. Because that will just give us some gobbledygook if we just print out the class. Paving stone. Okay, let's check. Let's go to the top, and that should be the. I did 9, right? Yeah. At position 9, which would be the 9th. Yeah. Well, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's check something different. Say 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 should be stand. Change that to 12. That's a big array. Think about it. It's just taking a surprisingly short period of time to output. Sand. Yep. Okay. I think we're good. Let's do it one more time. We should go back up one and just get paving stones. Nope, we're not creating the sand. I might have miscounted by one. Let's go back one more time. I just want to make sure we're like not messing up majorly here. Oh, okay, paving some language, but it's probably miscounted by one. Let's make sure that the array.length is perfect. So 100 times 80, which I believe is 8,000. Yeah. So let's debug the array size. That actually might be something good to have around. Probably useful. This is something we don't get in specifically out of the metadata. So let's debug .log. Let's just do array size plus num cell x times num cell y. That should give us 8,000 theoretically. Yep. Now, this is a test here. what we should do here is go into Prison Architect, make a large prison, output the save file, and use that save file. Which is actually, I think we're using. Yeah, we're actually using the save file. We can just change it. So let's go into Prison Architect here. Just a second, I'll be back.
Wanna taste you again like a secret or a sin. Wanna feel you again like the ocean sand on my skin.
Okay, here we are in Prison Architect. We're gonna make a new prison here. Quickly. So it's gonna be laggy, sorry about that, but the computer's not set up for that. Create new prison. We're gonna make a medium one. I don't know how big that is. But actually, let's make a large one. Just that'll be kind of a stress test, kind of too as well. And we're just gonna don't care about anything else. And that should give us a significantly larger prison. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we should now we're gonna save that in something. Save prison. As say, save new. Oh, how do I name it? Oh, there it is. Let's just call it test prison here. Test. Just call it a test like that. So that should save. Yes. We go open. Let's just go open save folder. There we go. And I'm just gonna quit Prison Architect here. There we go. Okay. So we should be able to open the saves, and there should be one called test.prison. Let's copy that, make sure we spell it right, and let's put it into our file paths here. Perfect. Okay, so let's now test, and that should be significantly larger. So I don't know how big it's going to be, but we'll see in the metadata view. But if there's something that is relying on the size specifically, yes, there's something going on here right away. Okay, now there's obviously something going on that save. It might be because let's open that. There we go. Let's open that prison. Okay. I'm assuming it's possibly the metadata. It's not seemingly wrong. Oh. Well, first of all, we're getting conditions that are not 0 on the on these null ones, so that's not good. But we can deal with that right now. That shouldn't be causing problems. Okay. First of all, let's start debugging things here. Let's just debug nice and simple debug of each line here. So let's debug log sorry, tile dot get type. Nope. Just like that, and that should output the type. And so if this is catching on something weird, then we will know. It might be even catching on the metadata, which means that yeah, it's catching on the metadata. I think so. I think it's probably catching before we get to that. That's annoying, which is weird. I guess I haven't tested on a different save file before. Let's test it. Let's bring this back to the my normal one just to see if that is definitely the problem. things seem so. Right. Okay, so that it doesn't seem to be catching on anything. No. Okay. Okay. Well, that's a good problem for us to solve now instead of later into this process. So let's, you know what we can do really easily is just cut off all this stuff here. Go away. None of this reading. Go away. So now it shouldn't call any of the tile reading stuff. We should be just getting metadata outputs. If that's still, we're still getting metadata. Oh, yeah, I forgot we haven't changed prison yet. That would help. Capital? I think it was, right? Let's check. Yep. Yeah. Input string was not. So it got to somewhere. I think it got to time index, and then it got to random seed, and it stopped. Let's look at this here. Might be because there's a metadata field that wasn't in the original version. Okay, so version we got 260, origin X, origin Y, origin width, origin heights, time index looks about right. Yep, and then I got to random seed, time warp factor. There we go. That's the problem. I think if you're paused. Okay, problem here. We have an error metadata field. Not really a problem though. Problem is if it doesn't have it. How are we gonna deal with this? This is actually not too bad. It's annoying, but an easy fix. Okay, well let's open up. Why does I think why will this default to text edit? I don't know. If we look at both these here, both the metadatas, they all look the same except for the time warp factor. Yep, and everything else looks the same. Yep. Okay. So and this one COE letter. It's missing the COE letter. So we're gonna have to do some checks for these kinds of things. And this is kind of the problem with using something that a save file structure that you haven't designed, is that you will run into things like that you don't really understand and figure out. So I think the best bet is we know that there's going to be throwing problems there. So what we're going to do, let's write a function here quickly. I will explain later here. Let's minimize these. Let's write a function just to very simply split on spaces and return the line array, the array of all this split thing. So we can rule out this. I'm just gonna leave it commented because it takes it forever to load. So let's make an error private function here. I may go through and comment all this code as well. Private string array like that. And that string array is going to return a string array. It's going to call get. No, we're just going to call it split on space. And it's going to input a line. No, just line. String line. Just like so. Very simple. And it's all it's going to do is pretty much just run. Get this. It's going to almost actually run. It's going to run exactly this code here. Just like so. Just one small difference. What's going to run? It's going to split the string, and then it's going to return line. All right. There we go. So that's really simple. So I think what we're going to have to do is, because in the metadata it's nice and simple. Yeah. So because the metadata is nice and simple, if we get once we get to let's look at another one as well. Test percent. So once we get to time index. We know that time index is it's fine. What we're going to do is after time index, before we get to time warp factor, we're going to read the line and we're going to check if it says time warp factor or if it says random seed. The first split. So nice and simple because it's the first one. So we can say is it time warp factor or is it random seed? If it's random seed, proceed as usual. What's the next ones? If it's time warp factor, do the time warp factor read. And the same for this here. Once we get to vial versions, if the first letter is begin, then we will continue on. If it's CEO letter read, then we can parse that thing. And we'd have to write a few things in the UI to deal with that as well. Because we're gonna have we're just gonna have to write them to null. So first of all, let's go ahead and change the UI bit. To include, what do we need? Let's put this on my screen here. Yeah, no, we want to put this over here. You don't really see it. This is the one that doesn't have. We have time warp factor, which I believe is how fast you're warping at that particular time. So if I had it paused when I saved the game, then it will have none, which seems like a dumb way of writing your save file. Sorry, but it doesn't seem like you would just have it as 0 or something like that, or whatever. For whatever reason, it's like that. It's fine. We just need to work our way around it. So let us do that. First of all, we need after the time index, which is here. We're going to write in there float called public float. What was it? I should copy that. Time warp factor. Time warp factor. Done. So, I'm going to have to change all this stuff here too, which is going to be a pain. But actually not going to be a pain at all, actually. Okay, well, let's write the code first here. So we're going to go down to where we get the time warp factor. Time index, sorry. Okay, below. So time index we always have. I'm pretty much guessing. Time warp factor, we don't always have. We don't, and then we just end up running into things because of problems. So we're going to write a bit of a thing here. So we're going to say if. No, first of all, let's read the line. We're gonna have to delete this line. We gotta figure out. We gotta make sure that we're on the right line as well. Now we're reading things. Okay, so we're gonna line.read. So we get the line currently, and we have to check if it's either random seed or time warp factor. If line dot just split on space line at position 0 is the same as time. We're going to assume time warp. We're going to do time warp factor. Nope. It's the same as time warp factor. Hopefully that's exact. And then we're going to go ahead and set time warp factor to equal. I'm just going to copy this just so we can get it. Equals float.parse from get string there from line. So, and then we're also going to read the next line for it. So we're going to do line. Yeah, line. No, yeah, we're gonna need the narrow line read here. Line equals the reader dot read line. Correct. And if it isn't that, then else. I think I might put an else statement. Yeah, we definitely need to put an else statement. There we go. So let's go through the logic here a little bit, make sure I got everything working. So it reads the line. if it is time warp factor, it saves a time warp factor variable and then goes to the next line, and then reads, and then reads, goes to the next line, and then reads the random factor. Else, just reads the random factor from this line. So either random factor will be assigned from this line or this line, depending on the result of this. I think that is strong. We just kind of messed up. We need to put that there. So that's thing number 1. Let's change it in the UI as well. So there's a couple of things we need to do. Let's go to the data first. Between time index. Oh wait. We're gonna also set time warp factor to equal 0.0, and we can always, or null. We should both set to null, and that should print out properly too as well. Seriously, I think you can set floats to null. I'm pretty sure you can. I think you can. Okay, so next. Yeah, and then we're going to, so it will always be a value, just won't necessarily be an int. So, and then between after random time index, right, no, yes, wait, let me get the save here. Yeah, after time index, there could be a time warp factor. So, time index, we're going to set text plus equals parse file script dot time warp factor plus slash r slash n dot. So that'll just add a new line to it, and we just gotta simply do that again over here. So it's time warp factor this time. Okay, so let's just make sure that works. Anyway, we'll still want to just throw at the end. Never mind. There we go. Perfect. So that theoretically should work. The UI might need to be a little bit larger. I'm just going to bet it's going to be a little bit larger. Oh, no, you can't be correct. We can't set it to null. Never mind. Okay. I thought you could set things to null more. I'm used to Java. I think you can set everything to null in Java. So, let us do something with that. Let's just set it to 0.0. Done. No errors so far. So it should also throw an error because the CEO left thing is messed up as well too. Yep. But it should get past. Yeah, it should get all the way down to CEO level, I think. Oh no, it's hit something else too. But let's make sure. So time index, time warp factor is 0.5, and it fits and everything. Perfect. Let us do it with let's do the other case, which is this version, which doesn't have a time warp factor at this point. Yep, and it's going to set the time warp factor to 0. You know what we're going to do? We're going to, just to make this a little neater, and so I don't forget, I'm going to say, yeah, let's go in here. If parse file script dot time warp factor is the same as 0. I'm betting on the fact that I think it won't be 0. It will never be 0 and exist. We're just setting it. The only time it will be 0 is if we set it to 0. So if it is the 0, we're going to set the text of that line. I'm just going to copy one of these. We're not going to set it to that. We're going to set it to not slash a and a, yeah, new line. Right. Else we'll just do it as normal. So that should give us a nice not available thing. Right? Theoretically, sure. So this should give us a not available. And if we change it to test and we should still get it at 0.5. Okay, perfect. It hit an error at one point. Let's look at where that is. Never mind. Right here. Hit. Let's look at the save file. Desktop prison. Bring that up on the screen. So it's got all the failure conditions. Okay, we don't have any food data. If we look at the test prison here, no food data compared to if we look at the at a prison we have food data because we have food. As opposed to this one we just made, we don't have food. This is starting to become painfully bad. Just because now we have to check for that. So after failure conditions, yeah. What we can do, yeah. Okay. So, let's do that. I'm assuming. Why are we getting food quantity of 4? Even though there is no. Why am I running the wrong prison? What prison am I running right now? Test prison. I'm getting a food quantity of 4 for some reason. Oh, I think I might have maybe got default set for something weird. This is painfully problematic. Okay. Okay, let's look on the wiki to see if it says anything about it being optional. I don't think it would say anything like that. Let's look through all descriptions. Metadata version. Oh, there's gets our measurements. Large map 200, map 150. Default value 0, 0. Origin. Time index. Total in-game time passed. Default value 480. Time war factor. Why do we not have a time war factor in except prison? We just don't have one. Okay, well, maybe sometimes it would have one for some reason. And seed. If we go down to it says the default value is something, but I don't think it exists because if you don't have food. And then there's the intake.next and intake.num.prisoners, intake.required minimum, intake.reg minimal, and reg max. Which is weird. I don't know what's going on here. Let's do a little bit of googling here. Let's just Google prison. Is there anybody else? I want doc documentation here. Yeah, this is pretty there wouldn't be any reason for them to document these kinds of things. So this is probably the best we have, and we don't even get so we don't even know what metadata could exist theoretically. Yeah. Okay. if they match their default value. And no, that's sort of true, but not really, because if we look at test prison, we're still getting things like the origin X and stuff like that. They meet their default value. Okay. Do we want to program a default value into each single one of them? Well, that's interesting. Okay, default value. See, interesting. Some of them don't exist, I guess. I knew that I was going to run into this. This is not a small project. This is some pretty major code. Like, I already have some pretty major code here. We have that 300 lines of like a pretty good amount of coding. A lot of this is this repetitive stuff here, but okay. So we've done one check here. Okay, well at least it got a good way of checking it. There's an easy way of checking it, which is useful. There's a couple options we could do here. We can deal with this later by just completely getting rid of all metadata except the ones we need, which are the num cells. So we can just completely get rid of that, like so, and deal with it later. So we can deal with the tiles, which is more interesting and more useful this time. And we can always weed out and just get the metadata that we want, which could be useful, with some while loops and stuff to just avoid any stuff that any major changes. Where I comment something up. Read tell. Nope. Okay, so that will get us no metadata, but it's not going to throw any errors because we still have the metadata we need. Theoretically, will just be, yeah, it'll just give us all the metadata. So that's all the metadata we need. Okay. Okay, we're getting in. Okay, let's figure out what's going on here. Okay, so we're back to working on having a large prison. Just doing tests quick here. Let's go back to my prison here. Let's see if it works still. Just making sure that, because I believe that was working before. Here. Let's see if this works. No. Okay. Why? 8,000. Where are you storing that from? Here. Set elevated class. Shoot. Okay. Why are you causing more problems? I didn't do any changes, did I? I'm debugging the type of the tile, which means I'm getting nothing, am I? So I'm catching this on the first one. Oh, no way, no way, exactly no way, because we are not the wrong. We're in the completely the wrong spot. So the best way of doing this is just to do that. Oh, this is a pain. So we need to keep all those read lines. I don't feel like counting them all, so I'll just delete them. This code's already getting really messy or complicated. So there's gonna be at least one read line in there. So I need to put one. Gotta remember to comment this one. Okay, so yeah, we'll deal with some data later. Let's see if that works. Yep. I missed one somewhere. Oh, there it is. We're gonna have to use two. No. Shoot. We're gonna have to uncomment this as well. All I want to do is get rid of the part, the actual time where it stores it and something. That should work now, theoretically. Nope, still not. I need to put the columns back here. Oh, missed one. Just missed one. You missed two here. And one here too. That should work now. Boom. Oh, no, we're not. Still missing one. Yep. Luckily, this is relatively easy to diagnose what's going on. All I wanted to do was check to see if it works with the bigger prison, and now I see what I meant to. Nope, it's working now. It's going to take a while too because we're using the... No, we're not using the big prison, are we? No, we're using the small one. So it should be pretty fast. Oh, no. Yep, there we go. Seems like we're all about right. And we should see the top. It should be 8,000. Okay, let us try with the big prison. And yeah, it's gonna cause problems because we don't have their things at the bottom here. Shoot. Okay. Well, this might work, sort of. Maybe. Oh, it's kind of working. It's doing something. Oh, it did something. Okay. Did it? No, it's still printing. Still frozen. The debugs take a long time to run. That's the biggest thing. It's not even really the speed of the processing. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, we might have broken it. No, we haven't. I don't think so. Unless it's an infinite loop, which could happen. So we're not using a for loop. We're using a for loop though, so it should be fine. I'll let it sit for a while longer. See what happens. Doesn't look good. Oh, here we go. Oh wait, out of range. Error. Blah. Let's see what it gets as the size though. So 2000. Yeah, that sounds about right. 200 times. I'm gonna do that calculation actually. 200 times 160 equals 200. Yeah. So it's got everything right. For some reason, it's out of range, possibly because of some random thing. Okay. So we're gonna have to do some pretty major overhauls to the system here because I don't think it's gonna work the way I think I want it to work, which is perfectly, because the save files change too much. So if we look at a save file, let's look at you know what? I'm gonna copy this just so we can look at it. Copy. I'm going to copy this into something that we can actually zoom in on and see. Let's make a new document here. New text document. It's gonna take a second though. Oh. We've never had it take a time to load a paste. Just trying. It's coming. There it goes. Okay, so now we can actually kind of see it a bit better. And formatting everything up so we can't use this to read it from. But it'll be a good way of sort of showing how everything looks. Yeah, let's separate it all into pages too. Oh, that's weird. That doesn't make sense. And, oh, shut up, stop. I need you to autocorrect everything. Okay, so I think our best bet is to split it up to metadata, which is from here over, like, from the begin cells upwards is metadata, and then begin cells to end cells, somewhere around here. There's a lot more object data than there is cell data, actually, surprisingly. Makes sense. Somewhere around here is the end. There we go. And end. So we got begin cells and we got end. So between that is the cells data, so we can separate stuff out more evenly, and then we can do begin objects and just get the object data and then power it. So we need to write a program, a function here, probably a whole program actually, because it might be a bit complicated. Because I want it to, how are we gonna do this? No, we're not gonna do this. I need the program that splits up, because it's gonna be useful, because we can just use. We don't even have to use the name. We can just use the word begin, and we can, and then I want something that will take all the stuff between a begin and an end, and spit it out in a way that I can use better. I don't know how we're gonna do that. Okay, is there anything else I can work on? I'm putting this off here. So it worked with the small prison, but not the big prison. No, I mean, it worked with the sub prison, the sub prison, and not the test prison. Let's test it. I want to test it one more time. If I can just work on the rendering engine a little bit here, without worrying about the parsing too much, that's fine too. Might give me something to work, because I need to do a bit more research on the save file format before I actually go into parsing all this data, because it turns out it's going to be complicated. I wasn't expecting it to be complicated. I was kind of like, oh, this is easy now. Everything's working, and it is simple, and everything like that. Now it's just all with the crap. Okay. Sweet. There we go. Now where is perfect. Okay, so it's parsed all the data here. Not the metadata, but the metadata that it needs and all the data. Boom. Okay, so let's look at our to-do list here a little bit. Okay, so we have add classes to an array. That is done. Let's cross that off our list. Okay, we still need to draw. And then we need to main function to draw all tiles from array. And you're just using a single kind of texture. That seems like a good idea. Okay, so let us get started on that. Let's get started on this and get started on this. For now, highlight. Just do that with something, I don't know. I want yellow. I want good yellow. Just yellow one. Whatever, okay, there we go. So, we want to make main class to draw all tiles from array. Using that, we also need the draw function. So we're going to write the draw function into the tile class here, and that will save us having it in the main function, and that's not particularly useful. So, let's get started on that. I have no idea how I'm going to do this, but it seems like a good idea. Actually, do I want to do this? No, I don't know if we want to put it in the draw. I don't know if we do. We might want to put it somewhere else. Okay, so we want the main function is going to go through, and it's going to go through the array, and each one of them is going to. Do we want to call the draw function within the function, or draw using that as an input? I think we should put that function in the main class, main program, just the executing program. I'm going to stick on this object here as well. I think so. Because what I'm going to get with that is... Yeah. Yeah, because what I'm going to get with that is, what we can do is we'll have the draw function, and we'll have that as a separate function, not just in the program, and that draw function will input a tile class, and then do the drawing. Yeah, no, yeah, we definitely need to do it in the main functions. We need to use mono-develop. Yeah, we definitely need to do it, because we need to use the mono-develop libraries, and we can't use that in this class, because we're not extending mono-develop. I don't know if we could just do that randomly. So let's not do that. Yeah, that seems like a good place to get started, but first I think I'm going to go and take a quick 2-minute break here. So yeah, I will be back in about 2 or 5 minutes or something like that. Just sort of to finish off and get started on this thing before I finish the stream. So yeah, I'll be right back.
spoke my name. Got the kind of thing going that tips the scales. Yeah, you keep me sane. I'll be the clouds beyond your skies. I'll flutter by like butterflies. I'll be the blue inside your eyes. Your crazy loving keeps me paralyzed. Oh, this is what it feels like. Oh, this is what it feels like. Oh, this is what it feels like to see reflections of you all around. Oh, this is what it sounds like. Oh, this is what it sounds like. Oh, this is what it sounds like to hear reflections of you all around.
And I am back, I think. Yes, I am. Perfect. So yeah, let's get back into it. So I gotta end the stream anyway soon. I gotta go to dinner, but let's look at our save file here, for a bit. So we gotta figure out how to separate the stuff within a begin and end section, and I don't really. It's not the problem of separating it, it's how I'm going to get the data out. So, I just came up with an idea here, I'm going to see about it in a second. So what I might do is make, for this function that says, okay, I want to begin cells, between begin cells and end cells, for instance, I want to return. And the function is what it's going to do is it's going to return an array of each line as a full string and the whole array. So you'll figure out how many. I will figure out how many lines there is in it. No, that'd be complicated. No, we're gonna need an array list. I think this is becoming more of a project. So yeah, we need an array list, which is a dynamically sizable array essentially. So what we're going to do with the array list is that we're going to start, okay, we're going to in that function, one of the parameters is going to be the line that it starts on. So we're going to first check, make sure that it's actually a begin line, make sure there's no error. Go to the next line, and then for each line after that, until the line starts with end, until it starts with end, keep going, and adding each one of these lines to the array list. All the way down. Down. It's gonna keep going through each one of these lines here, right until about now. There. So it's gonna keep going, and it's gonna hit this one. Okay, oh, now it's end. Now it's gonna stop going through that while loop and end the array list. And now, so we have this, now we know, first of all, how many stuff there is in between it. And then we can then more accurately do stuff with that. And then so we can do that with the metadata too, sort of. No, we can't. But we can then just treat the metadata a little bit easier. This is gonna take a while to save. And saving. So I think that's the best bet here. Do we want to work on that in stream? I don't know if I have time. Well, I can get started then, I guess. So let's go ahead and just do that. One of that's going to be in our parse file. There we go. Let's write that function. Where do we want to put that function? Let's put that function The first function here. Okay, we want to do an air private function called private. Well, first of all, it's going to be a string array. Nope, it's going to be array list. Now, I don't remember how you do that. That's the problem here. I'm gonna have to end this stream like very soon. So we're gonna you know what? Let's just end it now. Actually, I don't have time to get started on this. So it'll be easier for me to do that. It's not a very long stream, but I will do a longer stream tomorrow maybe. So yeah. So what we did today was almost nothing because we just ran into problems with Chrome. So what we're gonna be doing next stream is actually no. Let's make a plan here. That's what we're gonna do for the last bit here. First of all, let's cut the draw function out of this class here. So we have this for child class. We parse and set info of the class for all save files and store them into it. This is not done anymore. This is not done. This needs to be. This is half done, and I think we're gonna indicate half done by underlining it. And then wait. Get rid of the restricts here. There we go. Okay, so that's sort of half done. So we need to work on that. And class is sort of way we can do relative. It's done essentially, so we don't have to worry about that. We can't. This is something we'll want to do. What we need to do next is shooby-dooby-dooby-doo. I think here. We need to write that function. Let's just do that first thing actually. First. No, come on. There we go. You want to write, not crossed out. Right. What do we want to call this function? I'm just trying to come up with a name here quickly. I'm gonna say, split on begin end. And it's kind of like how you XLR parsers work, is using that kind of structure. Yeah. So right. That's not how you spell right. Let's just call it make. Make split on beginning end function. We're just going to say to split. And that's going to be save all lines between begin and two and string. Alright, there you go. So that's what we need to do next. I believe, and it's on. I'm just trying to be a little bit more organized so I know what I'm doing next stream, which will probably be tomorrow, assuming no problems. I'm trying to do these daily. I might be able to do these daily actually. I haven't had my schedule yet. That's near planned, saying I want to, once I sort of know approximately how much time it's going to take me to set up and everything, I can make a bit of a schedule. So yeah, that's what we need to do next episode. That's going to take a little while, and then we have to rewrite. We got to rewrite this, and we got to rewrite. We got to rewrite this as well. This isn't. That was an overline. That's actually a good idea. There we go. So, I think that's what we're gonna do next episode, next stream, whatever you wanna call it. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you later.